All right, everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Captain Crush. It's Flex Friday. Are you ready to flex on them? Are you ready to crush? Today, you put in that $20 contest. If it bricks, PrizePicks will give you $20 tomorrow in free promo funds back. If you go 0 of 6, they will give you a free entry because it's Donut Day, aka Homer Simpson. Whatever you want to call it, they're doing it. That's a W move. I tip my cap to them and we move on. Yesterday, it was kind of a good day, kind of a bad day. Just depended on what your contest looked like. Caleb Martin, he sold, and everyone, Bam Adebayo, he went off, he went crazy. Career high shot attempts, an outlier game for both of them. It is what it is. We take our losses, we move on. Today, we got WNBA and we got MLB. That being said, let's break this puppy down. All right, so here we are. We're going to start with WNBA today because this is going to be my main source of contests. As many of you know, my model doesn't have a lot of data points for WNBA yet, but eventually, probably in the next 7 days, this problem will be solved. I'm telling you right now. Second, we do have some Vegas information. Personally, I've been using Bet365, not as their website. I'm not promoting them by any means. I think they're trash, but their sports lines, I can see here just is what I've been doing just to get the spreads. You can get this on ESPN or DraftKings too, but this is where they have a little bit of prop lines for it. But New York Liberty, Chicago Sky, 10.5 points or 10-point spread. Same thing with the Aces Dream. By the way, Las Vegas Aces are winning the entire thing. So if you can place a slip for that, take it because they're winning the whole thing. Okay, it's 12-point spread, and then we have a close game here. Sparks Mercury, 3.5-point spread. We love to see it. Decent over under for WNBA, and the other three, they have very much blowout potential. If you pay any attention to this product, you will see that there is a lot of blowouts in this until season gets rolling. So this is their player section on Bet365 where they show you the Vegas odds for what they do. I take this, I compare it to my model, I take a look at the trends, I put it in my machine, I see if it checks all my boxes, and then I go from there. But my main source of all my analytical data is simply WNBA.com right now. This is it. This is where I can get it. I don't like taking historical stats with WNBA because a lot of the teams have moved around, and it's not like the NBA where you can do that, where guys are staying consistent, etc. This is completely different. And right now, Satao Sabali, I know I'm butchering that. You can take a look right here. In 4 games played, she's played average 33.4 minutes. Last year, she only played 11 games, 21 minutes. Year before, 17 games. Year before that, 16 games. And look at the minutes and look at the stats. She's absolutely been crushing in the 4 games she's played so far this season. She averages 9 rebounds. Okay, this is where you can get their averages. You can put this for any player in there and we can see what's good. So with all that in mind, we will go back over here to PrizePicks and we will discuss the ones that I want to talk about. I wish some other sites have her at 7.5. I believe Underdog had her at higher at 7.5, which I took. Over here on PrizePicks, she's 8. And with that in mind, I still am going to take more here because she needs 8 to push, which I feel like this has a lot of push equity. Anytime you get an even number, someone mentioned this in my Discord. Cap, why do you like the even numbers? Because if it's an even number, we can't get hooked. Meaning if it lands on 8 and you have a pick 2, and the other one wins and that one pushes, you'll win 1.5x. That's a W. If it's in a pick 5 flex, it will revert to a pick 4. That's still a W. It's way better than getting hooked and eating the loss. Trust me. Anytime you can get an even number, that's called push equity. I love it. You should too. So she gets 8, she will push. If she gets 9, she wins. Hopefully, she doesn't decide to sell and just get 7 because that wouldn't be good for either side of it. So that's number 1. Again, you can get this on Underdog at 7.5, I believe. At least I did. I'm not sure if it's still up there. Buyer beware, seller beware. Okay, the next girl I'm going to talk about, Natasha Howard. She has been so tilting. And what do I mean by tilt? I mean driving you crazy, bonkers. She hit for us last game. We were on the right side of it. The game before that, she shot 6 of 16 and she sold. And for that reason, I put her on the bounce back end of the coin and she hit. Now I'm going on the other side, going over to her points at 17.5, which she's played 4 games and her season average is about 18.8, I believed. But as you can see, last game she got 25. She crushed. Game before that, she shot terrible, 14 points. Then the game before that, 16. So her average is going to be right around 18. I don't believe she's going to get that tonight. I'm going right here, less 17.5 points on Natasha Howard. This is absolutely scary. This is my most scary one that I could give you. But sometimes you have to take a stand and hope for the best. And I'm telling you guys right now for the rest of the video, it's under season today, baby. So that being said, if you're scared and you want to go over to her first half and take the fantasy score, which is 19.5, I could go ahead and say, yeah, I'm fine with that. Or even her first half points, which is what I took personally last time, 8.5. I like 8.5 more. I like that here for that. It's crazy, I know. For the full game, 17.5, the cap likes less. For the first half, 8.5, I like more. But whatever choose, whatever you have, make it your own and go from there. While we're on the subject of first half points, I want you guys to see this. Brianna Stewart, she's one of the best players, if not the best, in the WNBA, okay? And look at this graph. May 30th against her former team, only 8 points in the first half. Game before that, 6. Game before that, absolutely smashed with 29. Now, her first half prop is only at 12. It's usually 13 or 12.5. If you want to do a bounce back candidate, I love this. More first half 12 points, sign me up. I like it. I'm taking it. It is what it is. I'm fully prepared because these first half ones are very, very volatile, but I'm fully prepared to roll dice. I got them chucked up and I'm ready to get 12, okay? How do you get a 12? 6 and 6. Hit me. I actually need 13, so hopefully it runs 7 and 6, but I'll deal with a 6 and 6, okay? Keeping the rhythm with the first half fantasy score. Asia Wilson. I call her Aja because it's funny, just like Stephen Curry. That's how I like to pronounce names. It's an ongoing joke in my community. That being said, Asia Wilson, Miss Aja, last time she was the subject of the controversy. Did she or did she not go over? Well, ESPN said she did. PrizePicks claims she didn't. They had it wrong. They fixed it. They made it right. So that is why I stay here. More 21.5 fantasy points. I like it. I am taking it. I will have a lot invested in it. And like I always say, folks, it's very volatile with these first halves, but they're winning it all. And they will tend to blow teams out. And the spread is reflecting that scenario. So give me first half fantasy on Asia Wilson. If you want to roll dice and go with her full game fantasy, I won't tell you not to. It's good too. And while we are on that train, you can go ahead and add Miss Jackie Young, Miss Do It All for the team, 17.5 more fantasy points. Last time, it was a sweat. For real, 100% a sweat. But you know what? She came through and I'm going right back. 17.5 fantasy points. It just seems it's a little bit too low. If it was at 18, I'd be off it. But at 17.5, I'm just going to go ahead and take it. Okay, I want to go ahead and take a second and talk about Kalia Copper. She hasn't been having the best season yet. I'm not sure what's going on there, but she's averaging 29 minutes per game in the 5 games played. Last season, she averaged 28 minutes per game, except this season, she's averaging 15 field goal attempts as opposed to look at her last season's 11, 11, and 12. So now we can go over to PrizePicks and we can see she's at 15.5. I believe it was at 16.5 earlier. I'm not exactly sure. This is going to be one of the most volatile plays that I could give you today. It's strictly just taking the numbers, knowing she's due to have a big game, and I like it at more than 15.5. I'll say it again. It's very volatile. The spread could be a blowout, so buyer beware, seller beware, because this is very volatile, but she is due to have a smash game at some point, and at 15.5, when she's going to be taking around 15 shots a game, it just seems a little bit too low to me. Okay, and with that same thing in mind, we can go to Elena Delle. I love that name. It just slides off the tongue like a French name. I'm not sure where she's from, but it's hilarious. More 21.5 points. I believe Underdog had it at 20.5 higher. I took it over there. This is still volatile, but I'm going to include it, guys, because I'm keeping it 100. If I have it, if I put my coin on it, I want to pass it on to you guys. There you go. I'm including it in there. I'm not holding back today. Candace Parker, 10.5 real points. She was at 10 earlier. She's had completely stinkers since she's joined her new team. I'm not sure what her deal is. I know her role is a lot diminished because of who she's playing next to now. She's one of the all-time WNBA greats. If you want to go ahead and roll that dice at 10.5 more, you can. Personally, I'm just going to fade it, especially now that it's been bumped. We have the competitive game down here with the Phoenix Mercury versus the LA Spark. And as you can see here listed on their player prop section, most of these player points, they're literally 50-50s, minus 115 on both sides of the coin, whichever you choose. That's pretty much a 50-50. And when that is the case, you got to be making gut calls at that point. Maybe look at a model or two and trust what you think is good there. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and give you some fantasy scores that I like for that game. All right, so it's a close spread, which is the only reason that I want to target this game at all. But if I was going to, I would just stick with Brittany Griner, more 39.5 fantasy points, and then run it back with Cheney. I don't know if I'm saying that right, or NECA. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The Power Sisters, you could take either one of those more. It's up to you. But again, I'm not really big on this game, even though it's a close spread. So I do want to target second half if the game is close. I will say this, Mariah Jefferson, I had her points at 12.5 on Underdog, and I took less over there. I'm not sure what it is right now. All right. And one more thing that I will talk about, Brianna Stewart, 48.5 fantasy points. I believe it's her and Asia are the highest on the board. If you want to go ahead and you don't like that first half call and just take more here, yes, the game could blow out. That's very well possibility, but she is at 48.5, a very well possibility to go over there. But like I said, it's under season and a lot of these are mispriced. Even Sabrina, I love Sabrina. I love her fantasy score, but I would probably be taking less here. Same thing with Vandersloot. Same thing with Ella Delle Donne. Even though I like her real points, I'd probably be taking less on these fantasy scores because the spread is just so high. Not going to go less with Arike. I don't know where I'm going with her. I think I like her assist. Not going to touch Natasha Cloud. I touched on Howard. I touched on Jackie Young and Asia. Again, all the ones that I spoke about their first halves, they're also going to be in play for the full game. So I covered everything I wanted to talk about in WNBA on this video. There's obviously more stuff on my Dub Club and whatnot. That's totally optional. Now I'm going to go talk about some MLB that I like. I'm going to cover two specific plays. I want to talk real quick about my play of the day, Edward Cabrera. Here he's at 6.5 pitcher strikeouts. I had him on sleeper at 7.5, a full line higher. So I took less over there. I can't advocate for less over here because I got it so much value over there. But if you do want to go with less here, I don't hate it. He is in a good matchup. He should destroy this team, but I just think that getting 8 strikeouts is a little bit too much at 7.5. But at 6.5, it's way more of a dice roll. But fam, if you guys want to go there, if you're like, you know what, maybe the captain crushes this play today and he hits on every site, I can get behind that. I can respect that, and I'll tip my cap to you. Take a chance. Why not? It's Flex Friday after all. You get your first 20 back because W company. All right, so now I have two more guys that I want to talk about for MLB. Luis Severino, right here. You can see everything right here, okay? Last 5, 80%. Less 5.5 hits allowed. Last 10, 90%. Last 20, 80%. You can see the Vegas odds on DraftKings, MGM, and what have you. He's been crushing. I found this via Outlier Bet. I love these guys. Promo code CRUSH and get you that free 30 days. That's right, 30 free days, and I promise you guys, you will love it because they have a lot of stuff working. They're improving every day. But enough of that plug. Take a look at this and look at how sexy clean that is and know that I'm taking less. And then I'm going to round it out with Mr. Gray, less 5.5 hits allowed, okay? Look at this again. He's just getting it done. Last 20, 60%. Last 10, 70%. Last 5, 60%. He's over 50, which is the target number we need. So I'll go back over here to PrizePicks. I got myself a nice little two-man. You know me. You know what Captain preaches. Mix and match. So I'll take these two. I'll put them in a $5 flex or a $5 power, set it for that. I'll throw in Cabrera maybe under 6.5 strikeouts, my play of the day, and then I'll throw in some of the WNBAs. Jackie Young first half, Chelsea Gray first half, Asia Wilson first half, whichever have you. It's dealer's choice. It's your choice. Make the right choice and you profit. But all the plays that I'm giving you are long-term winners. You can't be results-oriented on a night-to-night basis. You have got to not worry about the individual night result. Yes, that affects your bottom line, but you're going to have swings week to week. At the end of the week, end of the month, all you have to worry about is are you green or red? And limit the time you're red, keep that number low, and then the time you're green, keep that number high. Simple, right? It's that simple, boys. I just laid out the key to it all. I'm joking, guys. It's never that simple, but that is the goal we want to achieve. As I'm doing this live, Mr. Gray just got bumped down to 5. Right here, live and in color, as you guys can see it. But you know what? That's okay. They want to come after Cap. I'm still telling you guys to take it because he's not getting sick. It's going to stay at 5 at the worst case scenario. Go ahead and take it. Now, I'm going over to Underdog here where I show you guys. These were the two that I was talking about. Edward Cabrera, less 7 strikeouts, and Satu Sabali, higher 7.5 rebounds. Look at the value you you can get by shopping around. Sleeper, Underdog, PrizePicks. You have to shop around, including Thrive Fantasy. I do a lot of two-mans over there. The best part about it is if you're new to any of these sites, promo code CRUSH and you'll get a free month of my Discord, the golden ticket. Whichever one you go, all you have to do is do it and then DM me with a qualifying deposit. I give you the link and you're in. It's that simple. So these are who I like today, and with that, we will call it. And now you've reached the end of the video, and I appreciate each and every one of you if you made it this far, okay? I have a giveaway going on for the YouTube side. I did a giveaway last night at around 2 in the morning for my Discord followers, and boy, it was a riot. I had them adding names to a wheel. We spun that puppy. As you can see here, I couldn't figure out how to get the video to it because I had somebody from the Discord helping me do this, and they were loving it. I'm going to be doing more of those. I'm going to be doing it on the free side as well, and that is what I'm going to do with the people who won these names that put in the number since nobody guessed it, and I will let you know via Twitter who gets that W. All right? I appreciate you guys once again. I'm giving you a salute. Good luck in all your contests, and tomorrow there will be another one, and I apologize for the delay. Good luck, and as always, let's crush.